YouTube, man, what's going on? It's LNH back with another vid, and today, man, I gotta bring you that heat today. Mikey Williams, we finally have an insight as to where he will be going. You guys know by now, we always go back and forth onto where this dude is gonna go in the future. Him being one of the highly recruited players in his class. Where is he going? Where is he gonna go? Is he gonna go to college? Is he gonna go straight to the NBA? He's gonna have so many choices by the time he does graduate. But let's break it down and get right into it. Now, of course, Mikey Williams, first and foremost, a lot of people are pointing at his relationship to overtime. Now, one thing we have to say before we even talk about this relationship with overtime is Mikey Williams, in my opinion, knows the game of basketball, and this dude is not afraid to put in the work. I think it's one thing whenever we talk about highly recruited players, there are two things that really can make you successful in the long run. And those things are one, work ethic. Of course, whenever you're trying to get to the next level, and of course, playing basketball, you have to be a dog in the gym. You have to get your shots up, be in there 24/7 all the time, and really love the game. And two, that connects me to this type of aggression and passion you have on the court. That's obviously another huge thing because, of course, if you have that type of passion and you really love the game, man, regardless of what happens, odds are you're going to be playing basketball somewhere in the future if you really are dedicated and really have that solid work ethic. Now, Mikey Williams just posted this on his story, and I found it really interesting. Now, it says working out and perfecting craft is two different things. A lot of times these group workouts, and basically he's explaining how when you're working with a coach and a trainer one-on-one, you put in a ton more work than if you're actually working in group workouts. And he says you're basically not getting better. And I think one that shows some maturity in my point of view, because this dude knows to get to the next level, man, you can't just put up shots, you have to grind in the gym for years. And I think that shows some type of motivation and maturity that he has had over these years. Even though a lot of people say this dude isn't the most mature type of player, man, in my opinion, I think he is growing as a player. Now, of course, let's go back to overtime. Of course, that is a huge thing here. And if you guys have paid attention to any of the recent news, man, a number of people are starting to sign with Overtime's league, and this is crazy in my opinion. Now, some of the biggest names, of course, the Bell twins, a lot of you guys know, but this brand new report just came out stating that high school junior Jalen Lewis is actually signing a $1 million plus contract with a new Overtime Elite League. And he's actually going to be the youngest player, of course, being 16, to sign and play professional basketball. Now, in my opinion, that's crazy. And of course, we're talking about in America. That's crazy to me. This dude is already going to be making over $1 million and he's only 16. Now, of course, Overtime's league is looking for people ages 16 to 18 years old, which is a short window. Now, a lot of you guys know as well, Emmanuel Maldonado was another player who actually ended up signing with this Overtime league. But what does this have to do with Mikey? Now, of course, when we see all these other recruited players, these guys have a name in the game of basketball and are more interested to go to this Overtime league. But of course, there's definitely a lot of conflicting news here. If they're making this type of money in the Overtime league, man, it would make sense to me that Mikey may end up going there. Of course, he does have his own show on Overtime as well, so it seems like they have a mutual interest here, and Mikey Williams clearly is about the bag. It seems like to me, it wouldn't be the worst move if he did go there. Now, on the other hand, of course, he may want to go to college, and let's take a look at this too. You guys know by now, the NIL, these players are going to be able to make money off of their name, image, and likeness, which is really interesting as well. Now, will Mikey take that route? In my opinion, of course, again, you're going to be making good money there too. And of course, there was Hersey Miller, another player, actually recently stated how he had signed a $2 million deal, which is the son of Master P. Now, will this make Mikey Williams want to be interested in this route? I think at this point, you're going to have to balance one of two things. Now, one is the money, and two is the type of experience you're going to get wherever you go. Now, with the majority of these routes honestly now starting to at least allow these players to make some type of money, of course, college, you'll be able to make some type of bread, and then Overtime and G League and all these other routes, you can obviously make money and they'll pay you with some type of contract. Now, with you getting money in any of these places, the end goal is to try to get to the NBA. That's clearly the goal for Mikey Williams, and he has said that since day one, which is why it's very confusing, in my opinion, to see him even have some type of interest in college. If this dude was talking about, and especially on the Overtime time videos, he talked about he has only this amount of months or days left until he goes to the NBA. And it would seem like, in my opinion, if by the time he does graduate, the rule that's going to allow players to go straight to the NBA, they'll be able to do that. It seems like he would just skip college, skip all these other routes, and try to get to the league. Now, what's the issue with this? Well, the biggest issue is the majority of high school hoopers, we know this by now, are not prepared to go to the next level straight from high school. There are a very small number of players who really can make that transition and actually stay in the NBA. Majority of them would either fall to the G League or maybe not even in the NBA at all. And that's sad to see, but that's the reality of the fact. There are very few players that even have the type of build, athleticism, discipline, and even consistency to really be able to play at that next level. But I'm not saying that they're not good players, and of course this takes nothing away from Mikey Williams, but personally I see it very hard for this dude to go straight from high school to the NBA and make some type of solid impact in the game. Now, Mikey, of course, in addition to this, expressed his interest in going to an HBCU early on. Now, he even puts out tweets basically hinting at it, that he was going to make a lot of people mad with his decision, and that he was basically interested in going to an HBCU, which, if you guys don't know, is a historically black college. Now, with that being said, later on, of course, Mikey Williams did actually decide and say that he was opening up his recruitment. Now, this, in my opinion, was a very interesting move as well, because it's almost conflicting information, which is what we've only gotten from this dude. At first, he's saying basically he wants to go straight to the NBA, not wait for anything else if he has that opportunity to do that, which it seems like it's going to be likely. Then, of course, he's talking about college here, being interested in HBCU, and then opens up his recruitment. It seems like things are going back and forth here, and we really have no sort of direction as to where this dude is actually going in the future. Now, when you're one of these highly recruited players and highly hyped up players, man, you have to think about your long-term vision and what do you want to do at the next level. And that's why personally right now, I bet this for a fact. I'm going to put my prediction in now that Mikey Williams is going to go to college. And the reason I say this is because when he talked about previously him going straight to the NBA, of course, college was not allowing you to make any type of money off of your name. But now they're rivaling all these other places to go. I think Mikey Williams may actually, in fact, end up entertaining the idea of going to college basketball and will end up committing there. Now, if I'm wrong about that, in my opinion, I think the next best option would be that G League. G League, of course, because you're closest to the NBA and you still get that developmental aspect, which, like I said, a lot of these high school players really need that. There are very few players, in my opinion, that can go straight from high school to college, but of course, there are still a few. And do I think Mikey Williams can do that? Man, I would be surprised, in my opinion. Now, with Mikey Williams just getting back from an injury and basically destroying all the competition that he's played against, he's been playing very well. I think it clearly shows that this dude still has his game. And he even put out a tweet here stating, "Keep them guessing," which I think that's, in my opinion, the summary of this dude's entire career so far. We really don't have too much of an insight because it looks like we're getting conflicting information and things pretty much keep going back and forth as to where this dude will end up going. Now, my final predictions are two places, either college or the NBA G League. I really don't think this guy, by the time he's a senior, in my opinion, I think it'll be tough to go straight to the NBA and play with that comp. But you guys let me know if you think I'm wrong. Let me know if I missed anything about this story. Do you have any insight into where Mikey Williams will be going? Do you think he will go to HBCU, go to college? Or do you think maybe he's going to take an alternative route, try to go straight to the NBA, maybe even Overtimes League, overseas, or the G League? Let me know in the comments down below, man. It is very interesting to see where these younger players really decide and how they weigh their options as to where they will be going. But of course, you guys know this by now. Once one player makes a move to go somewhere, a lot of times it ends up going into the other players and other people are influenced. So we never know where he's going to go. But you guys let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Make sure you like this video, man. It's free. It does not cost anything. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you that subs, man. And let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about this situation? And comment any video suggestions you do have for me. Again, I'm always open to listening to your guys' recommendations and trying to get that fire content out there for you. All right, it's LNH and I'm out.